pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excuse me. God, excuse me. This is the Mahoning County Commissioners Hearing Room, regular meeting number 31, Thursday, August 4th, 2022, 10 a.m. And we call the meeting to order. Public comments. Anybody have public comments? Mike?
Yeah, as it's gonna,
State your
I'll make
name.
the microphone, Austin Town. It'll show right here now, but I wanted to let everybody know to welcome new business to Austin Town. Rita's Italian Ice is in the plaza right next to Huntington Bank on Mahoning Avenue. They've been there since last Thursday when they opened at noon. I was the first customer, and it's starting to show already. But if you get a chance, the gentleman's from Hermitage, he's retired Newcastle School Superintendent. Great business he's got going there. You go line every night, drive through, and try to get out to, you'll enjoy it.
Well, thank you. Where's our samples?
Too early, they don't open yet. They don't open till 11.
We'll run out and bring them back. I'm
They used
joking.
to, the one guy from Austin Town had one on Mahoning Avenue, right where Sunrise Pizza is, in that area.
There used to be a different one out there on Western
Yeah.
Reserve, but that was a different owner. This guy here has the one in Hermitage now. This
Yeah.
is the second one. He's doing great out there.
Yeah, it's a difficult spot getting in and out. You know, it's,
Well, actually, with the light coming in and out of the plaza right there, that makes it perfect right there.
well, I mean, the drive-through going around. You
Oh,
know,
it's getting a lot of vehicles.
I pulled in, because it's right where the Great Cuts.
Yeah.
The barber shop is.
Barbershop.
And, you know, and it's, when you come around, you know, you gotta go around the whole building to come around through it, you know, so it's, people get used to it once they start pulling in and out, but yeah, it's a nice addition.
I'll have to
Well,
try
Dave, you
that.
forgot to mention, thank our friends from Pennsylvania for investing in our community.
You know,
Why do you do that? All right, well, we're.
I'm glad to see that he's trying to escape from the communist commonwealth.
I am, we're gonna go on with the meeting. Approval of bills, approval of the previous minutes of board meeting number 30, Thursday, July 28th, and approval of bills for payment. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Motion to approve journal entries number 1. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve journal entries.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 2, travels, A, prosecutor's office. Jimmy?
This is for someone from the prosecutor's office to attend a National District Attorneys Association meeting in South Carolina.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
non-general fund.
Thank you. Number 2, travels, A. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve travels.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 3, agreements, facilities, Alan.
Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
This is an agreement with Expert of Canton Incorporated, doing business as Complete Pest Solutions for exterminating services at various county buildings on a monthly and as needed basis. And the estimated amount of $11,400 for the first year with renewal options. It's a general fund.
Thank you. BJJC.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is an agreement with Record Systems to repair the hand crank transmission in our clerk's office, the shelving units. Thank you.
Thank you. C, D, E, and F. Phil, Lett.
Good morning, Commissioners. C is an agreement with American Pinnacle Construction for lead house control work, 80 New York, in the amount of $20,825. D is an agreement with I guess they're all American Pinnacle Construction for CHIP program home repair work at 421 East Ohio in the amount of $18,000. E is an agreement with American Pinnacle for home repair work at 518 Hyatt in the amount of $17,000. And F is an agreement with American Pinnacle Construction also for home repair work at 748 Taylor in the amount of $12,350.
Okay, thank you, Phil. sanitary, GH&I. Tara,
Good morning, everyone. Letter G is an agreement with Ferris Marketing and Associates, Inc. for consulting services to update, revise, and produce content for the informational education materials in the estimated amount of $5,500, non-general. Letter H is a modification, number 1, with Utility Contracting, Inc. for an emergency sewer line repair due to a sewer collapse. This was at the intersection of Cole Court and Milton Avenue in the amount of $1,595.52, non-general. And then letter I is an agreement with Salem Heating and Cooling LLC to install HVAC heating and air conditioning unit in the office at our Damascus wastewater treatment plant in the amount of $4,000, non-general.
okay, thank you. Number 3, agreements A through I. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve agreements.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 4, appointments A, and this is the commissioner's appointment for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Linda, do you want to address that?
Certainly. Good morning. One of our advisory board members, Mindy Schweiss, the former general manager of the Home 2 Suites in Austintown, decided to resign that position, took a new career opportunity. So as a result, she resigned her seat on the CVB board. And as a replacement, Mr. Adam Pondillo, who is the Director of Sales and Marketing at Holiday Inn. Adam has years and years of experience in the hotel industry and will be a great asset to the board, keeping a hotel representative on our board.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, appointments A. Do I hear a motion?
Motion, a motion to approve appointments.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Resolutions, number 1, additions. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve resolutions number 1 additions.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 2, resolutions, sanitary, A and B. Tara.
And letter A is a resolution approving the agreement with Prime AE Group, Inc. for professional engineering services at the Boardman wastewater treatment plant. This is for the belt press and settling of tanks, improvement number 536, in the amount of $124,247, non-general. Letter B is a resolution approving an agreement with Prime AE Group, Inc. for professional engineering services for the Deal Lake wastewater treatment plant upgrades, improvement number 526, in the estimated amount of $123,575, also
Okay.
non-general.
Thank you. And C, Sheriff's Joe.
Good morning, everyone. C is a resolution of support for the fiscal year 22 JAG grant funding in partnership with the city of Youngstown from the U.S. Department of Justice Bureau of Justice Assistance in the amount of $13,177.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Number 2, resolutions A through C. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve resolutions.
Second,
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficant.
yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes, that concludes the business portion of our meeting. Anybody? Well, there isn't any other elected officials here but us, I guess. All right, and there isn't anyone on the screen. Anybody on the screen have anything to update us on? I see a lot of this. Karen, do you have anything? Nope. Phil? I love it. They're getting ready for the Italian Fest, which is this
If you
weekend.
need someone to speak, I can talk for a half hour or so. If that's what you're looking to fill time.
Nancy
you know?
said no.
Look at, everybody's
we
going,
can-
no.
We can fill some time.
Everybody's doing this. I just want to, I'll let David Anthony say a few words. I just want to congratulate all of the winners of this election. Was crazy. I had a lot of people see me at election going to vote on Tuesday, and they said, "Where are you going?" I says, "To vote." Why? I mean, I don't know. All these elections just confused everybody, I think. But I want to congratulate all the winners and wish them the best in the general coming up. And also, don't forget the Italian Fest is this weekend. And if you want to eat good food and hear good music, do come downtown and have a good time with us. Be safe. Keep cool because it's very warm out. Anthony, Dave, you have anything? Dave?
I'll just pick up on that election thing. You know, there's nothing that irks me more than this last election that we had a second primary. You know, the majority of people didn't even know we had a second primary coming up. And it's quite evident with only 9% of the registered voters turning out to vote. You know, we have 163,000 registered voters in Mahoning County and 14,000 people voted. You know, and it just all goes back, you know, and it always harkens me back to the saying that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so a few years back, we had 75% of the electorate voted in favor of eliminating the gerrymandering of districts in the state of Ohio, 75%. So what's that tell you? People are sick of them drawing districts that start at one end of the state and go to the end so they can carve out an area to get a political party patronage and protect an elected state rep or an elected congressional seat or wherever it lies. So what happens? They form a committee that comes back and supposed to be nonpartisan. They present it to the state, which the elections committee that's presented to is the governor, Republican, secretary of state, Republican. It's all of those people made up of the majority of the state office holders that all are of the same political party, and they throw it out. They throw it out again, they throw it out again, they throw it out again. And what they do, they don't hold them accountable to the electorate where 75% of the people voted. They throw it out and they say, we can't come to a conclusion. Well, yeah, you know how you come to a conclusion? You put the committee in contempt of court for not accepting one of the presented proposals by the independent committee that the 75% of the electorate required us to do. You just throw it and it goes to limbo. Doesn't go to the state Supreme Court. Well, what would that have mattered? Because the governor's brother is on the state Supreme Court, right? You know, so there again, you know, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And what do we have? It costs the county taxpayers hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars
Millions.
to hold an election that is not funded by anybody but you and I. We pay for our local taxes and we're paying for an election, a second election. You know, now we're going to have a third in November. We had to have an election for 9% of the people that are registered to go out and vote. And if you're like me, you got to your ballot, I got my ballot, there was 4 names on it and there's no opposition. So, I mean, it was ridiculous. It was unnecessary and it was purely politically generated, motivated. And, you know, quite honestly, there should be people in jail for that. Should have been the committee in contempt of court for not abiding by the vote of the people in the electorate. So, I mean, it was unnecessary and too costly for people in Mahoning County to have to foot the bill like this. And come November, the people that did that should be held accountable.
Okay, now,
That's all I have
we
to
got
say.
that.
No,
My soapbox.
Anthony?
no, I agree with
No,
Dave.
it's
I mean, I was running for Congress. I had everything kind of lined up to run against Bill Johnson. And, you know, the district's like 15 counties, which honestly is wrong. It's impossible to manage. And they did away with Tim Ryan's district, made everything more difficult. And like Dave said, you know, to protect a certain person or persons from a certain political affiliation. And they kept everybody in suspense and they changed it 3 different times. So, you know, when you're running in a district of that magnitude, if you don't really know which counties, where do you concentrate? Unless you got $10 million in the bank that you don't care to waste. But he's exactly right. I went to my polling precinct and all of my people were just sitting in there and saying, I don't think anybody's coming today. And I forgot actually to go vote. I had somebody texted me. So I ran over there, got pizza, got everybody for my folks. But I just think it's crazy, this gerrymandering. They did it when my own boss was in office, Jim Trafficant. It was called the Banana Republic, 18 counties. And to try to get rid of him as a Democrat here in our area, and it used to be Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana County. That's the most fairest reputation the state could have done, or they could have included Stark County and Portage County and brought everybody over here. That would have been a perfect district for me, and I would have won that. I would have been the congressman, but oh no, they had other plans like Dave described. They did all these different things, give it to the court, throw it out, redraw the lines. If you would see Jim Jordan's district, it looks like a jigsaw puzzle that you fit into like trying to make a puzzle match.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and they get away with this. They get away with this, and they keep people out of office. But, you know, with that being said, I wanted to say, Carol, congratulations. She did a nice job last night at the candidates forum there at Westside Bowl. She did very good describing the things that we have done here in the county, and had some good conversation. There were some great candidates who are running on the Democratic side, and that was enjoyable. And we also had a good time at the Camel Memorial Day Parade for their City Fest. That was the first time they've had it since COVID. And the neighborhoods up there look very, very nice. People are outside. Kids were everywhere, and they had rides. They had great Spanish food. Oh my God, Nancy was there, and it was nice. So
That food was delicious.
did you try that?
I
Did you bring me
did.
Yeah.
something?
Why?
What are those meat pies called that you get
I
with the
mean, we
rice?
just have little, I'm
Which
sorry
one, the
you
meat?
guys all have to list this, but this
Yeah.
food was
Was I, am I not lying?
absolutely. I
Dave, they
bought-
had these meat pies.
two dinners.
Oh,
What were they called?
Pastelillos?
Is that the
Pastelillos.
ones that look like little footballs?
I ate 2 of them.
And then the half moons.
The
And
half
the
moons.
rice.
Yeah,
The half
The
moons.
rice was to die for.
Yeah, it was nice.
Nancy brought us enough.
I don't know.
Nancy brought us not the Mike didn't bring any ice
You know,
cream.
you-
Joe's smiling over there looking, saying, I'm going next door. I don't know. I guess we need to conclude the meeting because it's getting a little out there, would you say?
You know, when I went to vote, I was number 18 and I didn't go to like 5 o'clock.
I went
I
at
went
5:30.
late.
And I was
late. I was
24.
number 18.
Well,
Can you
I've
even
got,
believe
let
that?
me tell you what, I'm in 5C. And I walked in and it was crowded. It was really crowded. I walked in and I told the girls and they looked at me and they said, you didn't bring us donuts today, pizza, sandwiches, why? And I said, well, you know, I thought maybe, you know, somebody else might do that today. I said, how's it going? He says, hey, we got 76 voters already in our precinct, which was 5C. So the city was voting. I mean, not like they should, but they were out there. I bet they, on a percentage base, the city really went out and voted. I mean, I know 5, 4,
Well, there
5
was the biggest contested race was,
was
you know,
in
was the
in
state
the
rep in the city.
So, you know,
and-
they're always a heavy vote.
You know, the other thing that Anthony, you know, made a
More.
good point about is, you know, the sad thing for all of us as residents in Mahoning County is that when you pick a district or when you draw a district, you know, you're not supposed to look at, maybe you look at the total number of people within the district, but you don't look at political parties as the deciding factor. You know, you need the socioeconomic makeup of a county or of a district to be able to help like communities
So you're.
so that they
Right.
have similar
Representing.
problems
Correct.
and similar issues. So, you know, if our district was like Anthony said, when Jim Trafficant first came into the 13th congressional
Remember that,
district,
yeah.
when he first came in, you know, when you're talking Trumbull and Mahoning and, you know, Columbiana, Stark, you know, in those areas, we have like problems, like situations, areas, you know, so you've got a district that you're fighting for a district that says, hey, you know, we need a 7-Eleven interchange. So we can
Right.
get off of 680 and come back to 11 and do this, do that, because that helps the district. And you know, you get it pushed through Congress because your district is solid. You're united, you're like socioeconomic areas, and that's a necessity, and you get it made, you make it happen.
Right.
Because you have clout as a district and a voting, and a voting block for the state of Ohio.
No, you're.
You know, and that's the way
absolutely
it's
right.
supposed to be. You're supposed to fight for your area and for the situation that you're in to help the residents in the county. You're not supposed to have to fight to draw it so you help yourself, you know, to help yourself to get a political patronage. It just goes to show you. I mean, our state is about 50-50, Ds and Rs. It shows you that with the popular vote in the presidential election year in and year out. It's a flip of the coin whether 1% swings left or right to cast the total vote. But if you look at the state legislature, it's almost 70% Republicans, 70%. And how does that happen? Because the districts go from end to end to end to end. If you drew all the districts and put all the different colors for the state of Ohio, it would look like a kaleidoscope.
Right. No, that's absolutely
crazy.
correct.
Crazy.
They, and you know, and I said this last night, and I know it doesn't belong here, but we as a group of commissioners with our elected officials, our appointed department heads, our administrators, we work as a team. We don't all agree about everything. Sometimes we don't agree at all, but we come to the table to make some resolution to what we need to do for everybody in the county. Why in the hell? You go to Washington, nobody talks to anybody anymore, other than who, I'm a Republican, I talk to Republicans. I'm a D, I talk to Democrats. You need to bring the team together. It's a team. You get elected, I've always said this. When I get elected and I walk up the steps of wherever I'm elected to, I become an employee of the team that I represent, and that's all 262,000 people in Mahoning County. I don't come here as a Democrat. I come here as a team player for my county. I mean, what do you think that would happen if we would do that here? Do you think we'd get anything done?
Well, and
I
it's,
mean, we
you
wouldn't
know,
be
everything
able
should,
to.
local should be nonpartisan.
Yeah,
You know, from the township level,
You're
nobody
right.
cares if you're a D or an
No.
R. They call for a problem to be resolved. They want somebody to help them. You know, so county, local, city, village, there shouldn't be primaries. 20 years I was in Austin town as nonpartisan elected trustee. Nobody knew if you were a DNR. All the people, I'd get people telling me, hey, you appointed a treasurer that's a Republican. Okay, I'm nonpartisan. You know, I picked the best person.
right.
You know, it doesn't matter who they are, what political patronage or partisanship they are, you know, and you just put the best person into the position that you need, you know, and, you know, it really irks me that, you know, like you're saying, that nobody cares what the party is. You know, once you're elected, you all sit down together to help represent the district that you're in charge of.
One thing I do have to say, and I'll let Anthony say something, then we'll conclude, is I was supposed to go to a swearing in last night for the new Salem mayor, Cindy Dickey. And we've been working, I've been helping her, like she'll call me, do you know this, like when we were on city council? What do you do here? How's the protocol? Do you have any other female mayors in Mahoning County? I says, yeah, Katzer, Cone, Miller, and Struthers, and I'm sure she'd be willing to help you. So I wasn't able to go because we had our own event, and I congratulate her for that. I mean, that's pretty big to become mayor of some of these smaller areas that are more controlled.
Tell them to get Mike's Pen Grill open again.
Well, I did mention that. Because we went there, they had a fire.
Yeah, they had a fire.
But
That was a
anyway,
good
I do
place.
want to send out my kudos to her from all of us and wish her the best. And if she does happen to look at this on the site, I think she's going to do a great job. She did as president of council, so I wish her good luck.
Like to meet her sometime, Carol.
Oh, she's very,
Like-
I mean, I never met her
Yeah.
in person. She'd call me on the
No.
phone. Can I ask you a question? Sure. And I'm thinking, you know, I really would love to go to that, but then we had the conflicting.
Just wanted to add, you know, this thing going on with China and Taiwan.
Oh,
I'm not a real big fan of Nancy Pelosi, okay, and it's not for any other reason, but I do want to say I admire her courage and her tenacity for her not going to Taiwan and not bowing down to the Chinese party. And I think it made us stronger on the world stage, president sat by silent, but she continued on and landed there. And that just, it really made me proud seeing her come off the plane and everybody cheering for the United States of America. That's what we should be doing on the world stage, not bowing down to dictators. And if I would have been in Congress, I would have been screaming that every day on the floor of the House on 1-minute speeches. So kudos to her.
And what else? She was a strong woman. Thank you.
That was impressive.
Yes, it was. All right, Smarty. Okay, with that, I think we're done on our bully pop for this week. Do I hear a
Motion to
motion?
adjourn.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes, next meeting is Thursday, August 11, 2022, 10 a.m. right here in this room.